stage a lot of homes?
Mm-hmm. That's what all this all is. All the stuff is at listings right now, but we do the blow-up mattress is a game changer. A room without any bedrooms, easiest. I mean, without any bed. Yeah. Like if it's an office or whatever and it's messy, you can move all that stuff out. Put the blow-up mattress, put a nice comforter on it, nice pillows. Mint.
You put a couple of end tables or?
Yeah, the 2 end tables that right there. That's it.
Easy peasy.
No one ever knows. The people sit on them like
don't sit on that.
They all have holes in them. Like there'll be nowhere in the open house.
So you keep all your staging stuff here?
Yeah, and in the basement. That's the nice thing.
Now, do you have to be certified to stage?
There are people that do that and they charge, like a certain premium. Like all the luxury listings that you stage a full house, I think people spend like $20,000 on staging.
Right.
But obviously we're not in that massive luxury market. And most of our properties have some stuff in them. Just to change the room up a little bit, make it more bright, it changes the whole thing. Put a white comforter on, nice throw pillows. I need that. It's a game changer.
So, but now if a house is vacant and there's no bedroom furniture and whatnot, and you're doing that, are you staging the rest of the house too, or you're?
Oftentimes, yeah. So we did one in. Did you see our listing on Tulip Road in Rocky Point?
I don't think so.
So this house, it was a. What's it expired? Yeah, it expired. They were on the market last year. They had tenants in there. Tenants were super messy. They were asking, I think, $449. We listed it for $459. Got $500,000, and all we really did was stage the hell out of it, and it changed everything. She got rid of all the clutter, did obviously professional photos, made everything nice. Although the photos before that were professional photos, but the house just wasn't ready.
Right, just didn't look right. So when you have a client that you walk into their home and it's not show ready and you're trying to maximize their profit, how do you delicately tell somebody that, hey, we want to kind of declutter, clean, and maybe possibly restage your home for sale?
So it depends on the client, right? But at the end of the day, what I like to do is I'll give them examples when we talk about staging. And you also got to be careful with that. There's sometimes that a seller, you've got to be able to read the room and ask the right questions. They might not be interested in staging at all. They might think it's perfect condition. There's no need to stage the house, and why would you stage? So if you just start throwing out there, hey, we're going to stage the heck out of your home, and they're like, I made that mistake, believe me. What I'll do is oftentimes, I always bring a bunch of recent sales, right? I think one of the best ways to connect with sellers is to show them what you do. You can talk all you want, but at the end of the day, this is the house we just listed in your neighborhood, and this is the house that we sold for $40,000 over asking. This is how we did it. Like literally, I just opened up the MLS sheet, this is what we did. I'll show them, oh, look at this was really cool, to feel them out a little bit on the situation, because you don't want to offend anyone. Just say, hey, yeah, this is what they did before. We made the room look like this.
Would that be something of interest to you?
Right.
So now, is there a fee for your staging services?
We don't. We include in everything.
That's awesome. So, Ant, I know that you've been in the business about 5 years on the residential side. I know you had some commercial experience prior, but from the residential side, you really didn't have a following. So you were technically a newbie. I mean, granted, you had the background prior. What would you say is the best advice that you could give a new agent that wants to start in the business? What would you tell them?
I would say there's a couple parts to it. So the first thing is that I would say get a couple of mentors. You can get little pieces from several different agents that have been experienced and have a lot of experience in the field. The second thing is just exposure to people. Something that we do for our team members, especially people that are new, because at the end of the day, you're just looking to build relationships to help people find or sell home, whatever they want to do. So something as simple as running an open house for them. That's it. The first one, don't even ask them to necessarily run it if you don't know what you're doing and you're not ready for that. Just ask, I'm going to stop by your open house.
Just to experience it, yeah. All right, so Ant, obviously you just went through a big transition. I see that you guys just made a transition from Keller Williams over to a Real Broker, correct? So tell me a little bit about that. What spurred the transition, and what are they doing differently than Keller Williams did?
Sure. Well, first off, we had a great experience with Keller Williams. I started there originally. I was in the business too. I still have a lot of friends and people I work with that are at KW, so we have only good things to say about them. But we went through a lot of transitions as a team within the last year. I mean, the main thing is just compensation-wise, and what they offer is it's almost impossible to beat out there. No one's really doing that. The stock options are a really cool, neat thing that I think that it's difficult, unless you get into a company at the ground level, like we got into Real Broker, to find that opportunity, which was great. And then the second thing is, we really like our location here where we are in Port Jefferson and helping people over here. So there was an opportunity for us to be the first kind of real broker office out here. So this is going to be a legitimate real broker office here.
So what is it that Real Broker is? What's different about them from other companies?
Well, a couple different points. So right now, one of the main things for us was the stock options. So it's a deep compensation plan, but basically the more you produce, the more stock options you're going to get there. Right now they're offering, if you contribute 5% of each of your commissions, Real Broker will contribute 15%.
Damn.
Right? So no matter what, you got a 300% return on your money off the bat, which is amazing. Right? Is it going to stay like that all the time? I don't know. But in real estate, where at the end of the day, what's your exit strategy? That's a really good exit strategy.
Sure.
The second thing that I think is great for that is the revenue share model. So a lot of companies offer that. KW offered that too. We had an awesome downline at KW too. But the ability to be able to attract agents to this brick and mortar office aren't necessarily on our team, but we can learn from them. They can learn from us, and it's just good to work with other brokers and have those relationships.
Sure.
And then also be able to get compensation for them not out of their cut. That's fantastic. So we love that. Yeah,
it's exciting. I love change. Change is something that I think helps you grow as an individual, also as a professional. So what's your plan moving forward in terms of marketing to try to promote Real Broker?
Yeah, so we're going to do, and it's been crazy because we made this switch in the middle of May when it's our busiest time of year with like 10 active listings. But we are going to hold an event probably right here at the office. We're still figuring it out. But just to invite other agents down, get to know people, clients, lenders. We're posting on social media and letting people know. And the other thing, which take a little while, we just did order our big front sign for the building. For the bill, right? Which is cool, which I'm really excited to do, and the front sign over on the corner of the street. And we get a lot of traffic here. Yeah.
All right, Ann, so now that you're at Real Broker, so how do people find you, whether they want information about potentially learning more about Real Broker or just potentially asking you questions about potentially buying or selling?
So you can always find us at thecelebrateyourhometeam.com. Of course, that's our website. You also have our QR code there to be able to see our Real Broker page to get some information on what it's like to be a new agent or broker with Real Broker. And of course, we're on social media and Facebook and the Celebrate Your Home Team.
Perfect.